So the Springboks squad for the November Internationals has just been announced. Rassie Erasmus announcing a 36-man side to take to the Northern Hemisphere. 5 test matches up against some brilliant sides. But the Springboks squad, it is stacked with talent. There is a new player in the mix as well, and a whole heap of standby players too, which we will be going through in this video. But we will start out with the forwards. Rassie making quite a few changes compared to what we saw for the Rugby Championship, and that is partially because of... Where did that noise come from? And that is partially due to injuries and also a few other form players getting added into the mix. But starting out from the top, it is Lutiaga. So he is back in after a little bit of an injury that he did suffer near the end of the Rugby Championship. Ben Jason Dixon, he goes back into the mix. He's been playing well for the Stormers in the URC, and he has had a few Springbok minutes in the past. Not a massive amount as of late, but still a very dangerous man in that loose forward trio. Pieter-Steph du Toit. What more can you say about that man other than if he is not nominated for Rugby Player of the Year, you know something has gone very wrong. Thomas du Toit, Eben Etzebeth, he was a little bit lackluster in the game for the Sharks just over the weekend. I feel like he's saving the big moments for that international jersey, and when he's up against the likes of the Irish, up against France, those games will certainly be when we see Etzebeth at his absolute best. Johan Grobbelaar, Jean Klein, he returns from a long injury layoff, the big lock ready to go yet again for the Boks. Sia Kolisi, Wilco Low, Malcolm Marx, one of the inform hookers around the world today, definitely after that last performance up against the Argentines. Franco Mostert, Oxenshare, another player that you could argue does deserve to be nominated yet again for Player of the Year. Ruan Nokia, Zachary Porthen, here's the youngster who might get his debut for the Boks, but joining him with the squad, he's a brilliant prop. He has shown that throughout the under-20s in recent years and now gets that big opportunity. He's actually on the side ahead of someone like a Nederling Forshare, so it seems like Rassie, even though he's already got a huge amount of depth built, he's still building some more heading towards that World Cup. In 2027, Kwaka Smith and Arge Snyman, 2 men who are specialists at coming off the bench and causing headaches for the opposition. Gerhard Stennekamp, Marco van Staden, Boan Venter, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, and then also Jasper Wiese, the last forward in the Springbok squad. So what can you say about this team other than, of course, there is a huge amount of physicality on show here. Few guys getting added back in, the likes of a Gerhard Stennekamp, a Jean Klein, those type of players. But someone who a lot of people have been asking about is Evan Roos. He's been playing very well throughout the URC, got himself man of the match in the most recent game for the Stormers, and also scored a couple tries in the first couple of rounds. So there are rumours, of course, but it just seems like at the moment he is not very high up on Rassie's pecking order. Cameron Honeycomb, he hopefully isn't a mile away from returning from his injury. You've got Juano Augustus, who's on standby for the squad. You've got Jasper Wiese, Elric Lowe, I also believe is not too far away from returning. So perhaps we just don't see Ruas get that chance for the Boks in the future. But now looking through at the backs that Rassie has selected, first name on the list, some people will be very happy to see him. It is Kurtley Arendse. He's had a long time away with an injury. The last time that we saw him playing for the Boks, of course, he was in some brilliant form, as he always is at international level, but he is finally back and will be rearing to go for the November tour. Damien Dialendi and also Andre Esterhuizen, 2 men battling for that number 12 jersey. We saw Andre Esterhuizen for the Sharks in the URC packing down on the side of the scrum, so he's got that versatility. He also absolutely bulldozed over Rob Herring to score a try for the Sharks. He is just full of physicality. And Damien Dialendi, I mean, one of the best 12s in the world of rugby as well. Sasha Feinberg, Ngume Zulu, he is still going to be there with the squad. A lot of talk about that man in just recent weeks, whether or not Andre Pollard is going to get any starting minutes. People are still trying to decide, but I do feel like Pollard, Sasha, as well as Marnie Libok, they will all get time in that number 10 jersey. Throughout November, Jesse Creel, missed 2, Ethan Hooker, Cheslin Colby, Jesse Creel, Marnie Libok, Kanan Moody, who's found a bit of a home in the number 13 jersey just from his last couple of performances, Andre Pollard, Kobus Reinach, Morne van den Berg, Edward van der Merwe, Damien Willemse, and also Grant Williams. So no Faf de Klerk in terms of this main squad. Makazole Mapimpi, Lucanio Arm, the Hendrikse brothers also not there, and no Apalele Fasi, that is due to his ankle injury, and also no Willie Leroux. So missing out on 2 fullbacks for November. But the standby list of players It is Wano Augustus. He's been playing for Ulster in the URC, a physical, talented prospect for the Springboks team. Niddling for Share, Bongi Umbanambi, Salma Murat, Asinathi Klabakanye, Evan Ruiz, he is on standby alongside Vincent Tichuka, but the big question still is, will these players get that opportunity? I guess the only way they would is if there are injuries. In the main squad and the back replacements, they have got Lucanio Arm, Sebastian de Klerk, so no Fuff, but Sebastian. We've got a different de Klerk in the Springboks standby list, and also Makazole Mapimpi, the last man that could find himself in the Springboks squad in the near future. But of course, do let me know what you think of this side. They have got a game up against the Japanese, the Boks, in only a couple weeks' time. Then also they will be playing the likes of Ireland, France, Wales, and also I believe Italy throughout their internationals. It's going to be an awesome end to the year for the Springboks. They have been in some great form, winning the Rugby Championship, and now the goal is to finish number one in the overall standings, heading into that Rugby World Cup draw taking place in December. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.